常常收看原民台和LiMA新闻世界的观众朋友，对联合国原住民议题常设论坛应该不会陌生。之前呢，我们就曾经为您做过许多相关的报道和介绍。这个世界上最大型的国际原住民族权利论坛，是联合国经济社会理事会在2000年7月决定设立，在2002年召开第1届会议，成为国际组织对谈、建议、交流的平台，就经济和社会发展、文化、环境、教育、保健和人权等议题，直接向经济社会理事会提出建议。主要的功能呢，在于提升联合国体系内各个单位对原住民议题相关活动的体认，并且促进整合与协调，同时也编撰并且发布有关原住民议题的相关资料。而在2007年联合国原住民族权利宣言通过之后，协调促进宣言的执行和实践也被纳入了这个论坛的重要工作领域。而在常设论坛举办的期间呢，像这样的场景往往会吸引与会者的目光。这个就是全球原住民青年工作小组。当这个由来自世界各地不同族群的原住民青年所组成的工作小组，针对原住民青年所面临的议题、担忧的困境发表声明的时候，工作小组的成员呢，就会像这样团结一致地站在讲者的背后，作为强力的后援，也表达声明内容是跨区域、跨族群的共识。原住民青年在国际会议上充分且有效的参与，透过讨论提出建议，也进行游说，让年轻人的想法可以反映在立法和公共政策的制定上。其实呢，也是在大声的宣示，青年其实不只是未来的领导者，而是在现在就在实践领导，发挥影响力。而这样的积极参与，其实也在国际原住民族政治版图上开始发酵。2013年，当联合国举办原住民青年专家会议时，有好几位工作小组的成员呢，就是以专家的身份受邀与会，提供专家建议。而当时的几位青年专家中，不只是在国际场域活跃参与，在自己所居住的国家境内，也是积极的投入政治，从体制内寻求原住民族权利的促进和落实。像是我们在画面上看到的左边第2位这位来自秘鲁的 Quechua 族女性，她呢就在今年当选了秘鲁的国会议员，而最右边的这位呢，就是在2015年再度当选芬兰萨米议会的议员，并且担任副主席。其实，在近年来，在世界各地，包括台湾，我们都可以看到青年从政的风潮更加的兴起。在连续4周带您看到萨米族青年如何透过艺术进行权力的倡议之后，在今天的全球不落之单元，我们要为您介绍3位年轻的萨米族政治家，而这3位其实也都是前面所提到的全球原住民青年工作小组的成员。现在，我们就一起来了解是什么原因让这些年轻的萨米族人在10几岁时就开始参与社会运动和政治，而这些年轻新世代的崛起、投入政坛，对于萨米族权利运动所代表的意涵和可能的影响又是什么？
It seemed very natural that if I want to work with the Sami issues, then I need to know the parliament, and I think the only way I can really know it is if I become a member and if I am involved in it.
I've always been into Sami politics. Everyone is when you grow up in a place like this where everyone speaks Sami and is Sami. Almost everyone is Sami.
Well, all my motivation comes actually from this village here. All of background of our village and our people and reindeer herding that we live here. Even though today we are able to work with reindeers, you never know what happens in the future. And in order to secure our village and our community here, I have then wanted to be active in the political side in order to be able to affect issues that would then allow our village to have a better situation and also that our rights would be recognized.
And Aslat Balto texted me on the evening before they had their annual meeting with the youth organization, and he says, "Do you want to come here?" And I don't know, what is it? I hadn't really even heard of it. But then one day before the annual meeting, I decided, yeah, let's go there. And on the way there, I actually registered to become a member of the organization. And then the next day, suddenly, I'm a member in the board. And that was my first kick when I started doing any kind of political or organizational things.
这是 Aslak Holmberg， 27岁，是芬兰萨米议会这一任任期中最年轻的议员。本身的专业是萨米族语和文化老师，也是传统的渔夫。看似误打误撞的一头栽进了政治，但关切的目标和核心议题却非常明确。
I'm a teacher by profession, so it comes very easily that education is my field, and also fishing, obviously. And also fishing is related to territorial rights. And as you know, they are, for all indigenous peoples, they are the very key issue. A majority of Sami youth and children, they live outside of Sami area. And in Finland, Sami education, it's guaranteed by law only in the Sami area, which is the northernmost municipalities. And since most Sami, it's about 70% of Sami children and youth who live outside of Sami home area. Then they, by law, they are not guaranteed any kind of education in Sami or about Sami. And yeah, that brings us to the situation of the Finnish educational system and how they don't really, it's like Sami don't really exist there.
就像台湾的主流教育体制中，对原住民族的关注和叙述偏颇贫乏，造成整体社会的普遍性不理解，甚至是错误解读，对于原住民族权利的落实造成严重阻碍。
If a Finnish or Sami child learns about the history of Finland, which is basically the history of Sami. Sami used to live in the whole area of Finland. But they might not hear a word about Sami. So you can imagine if, let's say, a Sami child goes through his education and doesn't hear a word about Sami, then it gives a picture that Sami don't exist, at least for the majority population. And yeah, of course, if the majority of the Finns, they don't hear about Sami, then they are dependent on the stereotypes that they have gotten from the media or that they have, and obviously it's not a guarantee that there are strong supporters for Sami rights if they don't know anything about Sami. So why would Sami need any rights? Because they don't even see Sami as a different people from Finns.
萨米族的分布横跨北欧的挪威、芬兰、瑞典与俄罗斯境内。除了俄罗斯之外，其他3国都设有萨米议会，负责统筹萨米族的文化自治事务。而近几年来，不论是挪威、芬兰或是瑞典的萨米议会，议员都有年轻化的趋势。Tomas Juso 31岁，来自传统的群鹿放养家庭，在2008年第一次选上芬兰萨米议会议员，当时23岁。在2015年第2度当选，并且担任副主席。不管是在芬兰国内或是在国际上，都是政坛闪耀的政治新星。
I have started to be active on a kind of societal development maybe in 2002, 2003. I started the Finnish Sami Youth National Organization and worked there as a chairperson for quite a long time. Then you kind of most likely developed a little bit, went forward then to the Sami parliament as a candidate. I was selected in 2008 to 2011 period, and I was a member there. And after that, then I have been, or during also that time, I have been more heavily getting involved with the United Nations framework, especially on human rights and indigenous rights. And then at from 2012, I've been able to work within the UN system on finding better commitments and solutions how indigenous rights should be implemented. The World Conference outcome document and the whole World Conference process on indigenous peoples has been one of the quite interesting processes that I've been able to be a part quite heavily.
被国际和许多原住民族视为是落实原权并且具有进步价值的萨米议会，最早是在1973年11月时，芬兰率先成立。
Sami Parliament is a cultural and linguistical self-governance body that has the main task on promoting the Sami issues on the Finnish side as nationally but also on international level. It's structured by 21 members, and from there 21 members will structure themselves to different kind of committees and the board of the Sami Parliament that then includes 3 presidential members and 4 other usual board members.
挪威的萨米议会则是在1989年10月设立，瑞典萨米议会也在1993年1月设立。3个国家的萨米议会经费来源都是由政府支应。不过，若谈到实质的权限和影响力，似乎并不如外界所想的是双轨制，可以与国会相提并论。
The Sami Parliament is a fully independent political institution that represents the Sami on the Finnish side. But the funding of the Sami Parliament comes directly from the government, and through that we have of course a cooperation with the government, and then again all the issues that we are trying to push forward usually are done towards the government, Finnish government, that then in the real life makes the final decisions. We as the Sami Parliament don't have so much reality power on any kind of decisions. We are mainly proposing and making proposals and giving our view to the Finnish government and other interest groups that are within our interests.
We are more like advisory. We do not make laws, and we are very dependent of what frames the Norwegian government gives to the Sami Parliament, especially concerning economy. The Parliament is able to raise any question concerning the Sami people, and we also are in position to make consultation with the Norwegian government in any case that concerns the Sami people. But in most of the questions, it is the Norwegian government who make the final decision.
Aslak 对芬兰萨米议会的批判更是直接。
I think Sami Parliament-wise, I think the most important thing would be actually to get some kind of concrete formal recognition of Sami Parliament as the voice of Sami. Because at the moment I see that it's very inefficient. Like the Finnish authorities, they don't consider Sami Parliament to have any power, and basically it limits if you even can call it the power, you can send a letter to the Finnish authorities. Like whenever there is some, let's say, a law that has to do with Sami, then they have this so-called negotiation, what do you call it, a mandatory negotiating part in the Sami Parliament Act. But basically it's by no means negotiating. It can mean that the Sami Parliament can send a letter concerning one matter, and then they either read it or not, and they take it into account or not.
They don't have to officially respond.
No, and they don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to take it into account. they can say that we have negotiated, we have heard their opinions, but we decided this. And also, like if there are some kind of say like hearing situations when there is some kind of let's say a law preparation going on, and they invite parties they invite people and organizations to hear what they think about this and what are the needs for this law. So Sami Parliament is usually in the same level of NGOs. Like it can be, well, I could say a random NGO which says that they are speaking on behalf of Sami, and they are on the same level as the Sami Parliament.
事实上，即便是萨米族内部事务，理应属于萨米议会的自治权限范围，芬兰国会仍然认为其拥有更高的裁量权。这样的干涉，甚至延伸到决定谁才可以拥有族群的身份，对萨米族的自决权造成严重侵害。
Like the main issue that officially has been used to block any Sami rights from advancing recently in Finland has been that the Finnish people say that they don't know who is Sami. They say that it's unclear who is Sami. So that's one more thing that the Sami Parliament, they have agreed on. It's not unanimous, but what is unanimous in a parliament? So Sami Parliament has agreed on a certain set of criteria when people can be officially able to vote in Sami Parliament. So anyway, but the Finnish Parliament thinks that the Sami Parliament should not be able to decide such a thing, so it's better that they do it. And at the moment, the highest organ for deciding who is Sami is it's the highest administrative court in Finland. So for me, it's really absurd that they are considered to be the best experts on specific Sami individuals, and if they should be member of the Sami community or not, or Sami people or not. So for me, that's really absurd and very racist, because they're not Sami. They don't have any qualifications on Sami culture.
就在前一次的萨米议会选举期间，芬兰最高行政法院判定有4个人是萨米族。虽然萨米议会有自己的一套清楚认定方式，也否定了这4个人的族群身份，却被漠视。而这4个人之中有1位参与了这次的选举，并且竟然也当选了。更离谱的是，由于萨米议会法令章程中规定要由萨米议会成员中年纪最长者在新任期的第一场会议上发表开议演说，并且站任主席，直到选出新主席。而这位不被萨米社群肯认族群身份的议员，恰好是年纪最长的，引起了诸多争议。
In Sami culture, we have this. I would say it's quite. In a way, how do you say, elegant way of protesting, elegant way of silent protest is if you wear your gakti upside down. It used to be done back in the days, for example, to weddings, like if you went to a wedding wearing your gakti upside down, then it meant that you are really not agreeing to this couple getting married.
Okay.
Like if you're on bride's side, then it would mean that you definitely don't like the groom. Anyway, it's a kind of very strong signal of protest, of opposition. My group of Sami that I know, they don't consider him Sami. And yes, I would say he's considered more to be against Sami. And since he was opening the parliament, the first meeting, then people were quite upset about it. So I thought that the good way to show my opposition for this undermining of Sami self-determination it is to turn my gakti upside down.
面对这样议会效力和权限不彰的沮丧，另一位年轻的政治工作者在投入萨米议会之外，也寻求不同途径的政治参与，希望在不同的职位上发挥不同的效力。
In my experience, it's pretty sure that in the municipality level you are able to make more practical decisions. Because the municipality works with everything from sewers to kindergartens to schools to healthcare to how much bacteria there is in this river. So it's a very practical kind of job being a mayor. While being a politician in the Sami parliament, you are more working on this principle level, on how the laws should to be and so on. But it's a really important roles in both places, because we need the Sami parliament to push forwards regulations and laws that are more acknowledgeable for the municipalities, as Claude and the duck hunting is one good example on how wrong some of those regulations are and why the Sami parliament is important for us.
这是尤汉·法萨拉，未满30岁，在2015年秋天选上了挪威高杜盖诺市的市长。高杜盖诺市被认为是整个萨米族传统领域的中心。尤汉身兼挪威萨米议会的议员与市长的角色，他的双重身份让萨米议会可以实质讨论人们所真切在乎的事项和议题，不是只是曲高和寡地进行意识形态的倡议。
Well, I got involved in politics some 12, 13, 14 years ago when I was a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy. Well, it started off with some kind of frustration when I was a kid. We usually at wintertime we go fishing on lakes here with ice fishing, and during those regulations back then, where it wasn't allowed to make bonfire, because of the dangers of forest fires. Regulations done from the south, of course. And in this tundra region with almost no trees, white snow as far as you can see, it was a really frustrating regulation. And that was maybe my first spark to start interesting myself in politics. This insanely stupid regulation that I wanted to remove. So I was 14 years old and I started engaging myself in ALDF. It's called ALDF, which is the labor youth organization in Norway. And they're really present in all municipalities in Norway. My first experience with the Sami parliament was after a school trip to Karasjok. Because for many youth here, Sami parliament is only a thing that you hear about in the media or read in this one chapter in the textbook at school, and that's it. I was elected in the Sami parliament in 2013 as an MP, a member of the parliament from this region. And before that I was working as a political advisor for the former president of the Sami parliament. And I was only 23 years old back then. So I had a flying start, you can say, at the Sami parliament. And nowadays I'm a member of the parliament.
原住民青年一直都是原住民族权利运动中非常主要的力量。不过，要从街头走入议会，从体制外的抗争转变为进入体制内推动改变，在过往并没有那么常见。随着社会的发展，资讯传递的便捷，近年来原住民青年参政的风潮，在世界上许多地方都可以看到。
There's a lot more Sami youth now than before, in my opinion. I think one reason for that is it's easier to receive knowledge on what's going on in your community. Before you had to read newspapers, and what youth people read newspapers? Like it's only the most, a few of them read newspapers. But nowadays you have interesting articles popping up on Facebook. You have those on Twitter. You have, you see everything everywhere. Cases that engage people and make people have to make a stand, make an opinion on different kind of things. So in my opinion, or in my theory, is that more people are actually becoming politicians now either they want or not, because you have to make a stand on different kinds of issues that you see, especially in social media.
Well, I think the main issue is that a lot of us want to preserve our own culture, our own lifestyle, life way. We're living the Sami life. We're living as a Sami. So as there is so many kind of different challenges on how we're able to preserve. Like I said in the beginning, for example, in Finland, even though we have strong legal framework on language rights, still we face huge kind of problems and challenges how we're able to use our own language in everyday life, in official kind of aspects. And I guess a lot of the indigenous youth have been, or Sami youth on the Finnish side, and abroad also have been getting more and more frustrated for that even when the world is taking in some sense steps on development and human rights standards are being more and more clear, they are more pushing also a little bit higher, or they are more clear what are those standards, then people are acknowledging what are those rights now better than maybe 20 or 30 years ago when they were all like establishing those rights. So now when there is certain kind of level of rights and people are in this kind of world of today where information is shared quite rapidly, you are able to learn and know more about your own rights, and people just want the rights to be fulfilled.
而在进入体制之后，如何能够坚持初衷、目标明确地往前迈进，更是必须要面对的课题。
Well, I've been very clear of that. We should have more focus on youth, on the issues concerning kindergartens, schools, and health. Of course, that's the main, in my opinion, the main interests of a municipality to care for, not engaging in industrial issues necessarily, and other things that are not directly the municipality's responsibility. We have to take care of our own first, and then if we have money left or resources left, then you can engage yourself in industries and other issues that are not directly the municipality's responsibility.
Of course, we are.
对这些年轻的政治新势力来说，年轻是最大的本钱，却也往往因为年纪而遭受质疑。即便他们对政治的参与和社会议题的投入，也都是身经百战、经历丰富。其实，面对外界质疑，这群青年拥有丰富的政治经验和处理社会议题的实力，也都是最好的反驳。
There are a lot of things that I don't know as of course, a young person, and I'm very humble to my job because it's a big thing to be elected by my own people as a mayor in my own hometown, and that's something I feel humbled about. But I have good helpers in my party, in the municipality board, councillors back home. My dad is a good councillor, so I don't feel it's not a job I can do. It's a job I can manage pretty well, and I like challenges. That's what makes the days interesting.
从政不只是对族群的使命感，也结合了兴趣和对自己能力的自信，享受在其中，更能不断学习、不断推进，也才能让自己的政治生命更长久，也更宽广。
Well, sometimes it feels like there's a lot of job, a lot of work, and I ask myself, how did I end up here? But it's really interesting. I think it's every politician's dream to be in a position where you can actually make decisions and change the society for the better. Try to change it for the better.
My views and experiences have taught me more and And then again, of course, the whole situation with the Samis on right-based issues, that our rights as indigenous peoples aren't fully implemented, has been the more main issue for me today as a fully. So yeah, my starting point comes from here, but it has developed in the sense that I'm fighting for every Sami and everywhere.